Welcome back, everyone. This is Rachel from rwcrafts.com, and today I'm here with my first project as a member of the Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft Core design team. So I'm starting with a 6x6 canvas that has been gessoed, and I dried it already. And now I'm going over it with some Design Memory Craft gelatos. The colors I'm using are limoncello and margarita mix. And now I'm going to spray it with some water so that I can very easily rub the colors around and mix them and get it to cover the entire canvas. So this is just the base of the artwork that's coming up. And you'll see it's going to be very, very bright, very neon. I was just in the mood for something bright and cheery and colorful. So wear your sunglasses as we go along if you need them. So the other day I was playing around with the Design Memory Craft glaze. I feel like sometimes it's a forgotten medium, so I wanted to see what I could do with it. And this technique is probably my favorite. I cut off a piece of passion fruit gelato, and you can see I just put a little bit of glaze in it and I smash it all up, kind of like when you go to those ice cream stores and you just mix it all together. So I really got the color smashed in there and it became a part of the glaze. And then when I'm going through with my spatula and just wiping it across the canvas, you can see, look at once it dries how shimmery that glaze is. It's so shiny and smooth, and the passion fruit color really just becomes a part of it. It's kind of translucent, but also has some color. It's a great way to cover up the canvas. It's really, really pretty. So now I'm going through with this triangle stencil. It is from the Stencil 101 collection from Design Memory Craft. I'm going to do something similar with the gelato and the glaze, but this time I'm not going to mix up my gelato quite so much. I want to leave some speckles from the actual gelato in there, and this will also make the glaze be more clear and translucent than the passion fruit one was. So you can see I cut off a little bit of my orange soda gelato, and I'm just chopping it up with my spatula, and that's as much as I'm going to cut down the pigment. And when I add the glaze, it's almost like the chemical from the glaze kind of eats away a little bit of the pigment. So the glaze does have some orange coloring to it now, but I didn't have to totally mix in the gelato to get that color. So it's kind of an in-between from the one before when I did the passion fruit and totally mixed it. You can see once I add it to my stencil that there is a more translucent look to it. And some parts are clear, some parts are orange, but it's still going to show through the stencil. As you can see here, the outline from the orange soda still goes through the triangles. So you get the effect without completely covering it. And once it dries, you can see how shimmery that is. And you can also see some of the chunks of the pigment there from the gelato. That's what I wanted. I still wanted that little hidden texture of the pieces of gelato within the glaze. So now I'm going through with this other stencil. It's from the same Stencil 101 collection. It's just a variety of circles and polka dots. And I really like to add just touches of black to almost anything I do. I feel like that pop of black is really going to bring some character and attention to whatever piece you're doing, whether it's an art journal, a tag, a canvas. So this is my pop of black. I am outlining these circles with a Pitt artist pen in black, of course. And I'm trying to keep the circles heavier in the bottom right corner and then kind of move them up to the opposite corner, just to add a small touch. You can see it's not much, but it really stands out. And once I'm done adding my circles, I'm going through with a Pitt artist pen in gold, and I'm just kind of highlighting the bottom of each circle and smudging it a little bit with my fingers so it's not such a stark line. And you can see also I added some black to the sides, so I'm going to add the gold to the sides as well. So here's a better look. You can really see kind of the highlight or the shadow. It's both, because it's a shadow because it's a darker color, but it's a highlight because it's gold. Either way it works. All right, moving on. So I was testing out how to mix some wet mediums with other wet mediums. And I decided to mix together the Design Memory Craft Glass Bead Glitter Gel with the Texture Luxe Gold. And when you mix them together, it's like a ultimate shimmer fest. It's so pretty. So the glass bead glitter gel adds kind of a chunkier texture to your Texture Luxe paste, but it also adds an extra shimmer. You can see how shiny it is on its own, but the glitter gel really just adds even more. Very pretty when dried. So now moving on, I needed a focal point for my canvas. I traced this bird from the Scandinavian stencil set. It's also by Design Memory Craft. And when I was thinking of what to add on my canvas, I was really going through all the different stencils, what could be the focal point, and then I just thought of, I've been watching a lot of Portlandia lately, and I just thought of the put a bird on it. So of course I had to put a bird on it. So here's my bird. All right, anyways, I traced this bird from the Scandinavian set with a Pitt Artist Pen in black, which is permanent when it dries. So now I have the ability to go over it with my Art Grip Aquarelle watercolor pencils. These are great because you can really layer them. When you dry them, you can see I'm drying in between each layer, then they're permanent. So when I add more color on top, it's not going to wash away the color that's below it. So this really gives you the chance to mix in some colors that you wouldn't normally put together. You can see I'm able to put in blues and greens on a yellow and pink without it turning into mud because the color's really resting on top of each other. So once I'm done totally coloring the bird and it's completely dry, I fussy cut around the edges and then just added it onto my canvas with some gel medium. So you can see here's my finished canvas. I topped it off with some textured gems. Thank you so much for joining me. All the supplies are listed below and the blog links are in the description below as well. Thank you so much. Bye.